Hello guys. So in today's class we'll be discussing what is the Lewis structure of gold 1 fluoride. See, if you see the periodic table, I'll be leaving the link of the image of periodic table in the description down below. Gold which is AU, it comes from the left hand side of periodic table, whereas fluorine, which is denoted by F, capital F, comes from the right hand side of the periodic table. I think till now it is okay for you, right? You can understand which comes from the left hand side of the periodic table and which comes from the right hand side of the periodic table. Generally in the periodic table, if you see, the metals are in the left side, and as you go on from left to right, as you go on from left side of the periodic table to the right side of the periodic table, you will be having non-metals more on the right side. And exactly, and now fluorine, which is there in today's topic, that is a non-metal and this is a metal. And yeah, fluorine, which is denoted by F, it is in the right hand side of the periodic table, and gold, which is in the left hand side of the periodic table. So till now it is clear for you. And the next thing you have to remember is that before drawing the Lewis structure of gold 1 fluoride, from what group or from which group does gold come from? It comes from the 11th group. And from which group does fluorine come from? It comes from the 17th group. Exactly, 17th group is group of halogens. There are many like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Like, so those are all our halogens, and that belongs to 17th group. And this gold, it belongs to the transition elements block. You know what is a transition elements block, right? There are so many transition elements: scandium, titanium, vanadium, all that. The center part of the periodic table, it is transition elements block only, and this is gold. This gold belongs to transition elements, and this fluorine belongs to the non-metals, which is coming from the right hand side of the periodic table. See, I have written here. If you want to write notes of my video, then you can keep a notes and write it down what I am saying. Yeah, so this gold comes from the 11th group and this fluorine comes from the 17th group. And now when metal and non-metal combines, what we get? Think of this. When metal and non-metal combines, what do we get? If you already know the answer, then yeah, good for you. Yeah, you get ionic compound. So when do you get an ionic compound? You get an ionic compound when you add a metal and a non-metal. Now if you see the name, I have written gold 1 fluoride. At the end of this class, you will be understanding why I have written gold Roman number 1 and then fluoride. Yeah. So, and metal and non-metal combines ionic compound, and there is another important point here we have to discuss is that gold belonging to the transition elements block. The transition elements block, it can have more than one charge. Yes, gold can have more than one charge. For example, two charges for gold, that is, one is +1, another one is +3. Okay, till now I think it is clear for you. Gold is having two charges, that is +1 and +3. The reason gold is having two charges is that it belongs to the transition elements block. You can open the image of the periodic table and see for yourself. Yeah, so you will understand what is a transition elements block. And then if you see fluorine, it has only one charge, because what happens with fluorine group is that if they get another one more electron, then they can complete the octet, because 17th group has 7 valence electrons and 11th group has 1 valence electron. There is a huge difference, right? Having 7 valence electrons and having 1 valence electron. So gold 1 fluoride. So these are the main points before writing the Lewis structure of gold 1 fluoride. Now let's come to that point where we write the Lewis structure of gold 1 fluoride. So let's not make any further delay. I'll be erasing this. Take a screenshot of this, or you can make a notes. Yeah, so I'll be erasing this and writing the formula of gold 1 fluoride. So the thing with the gold one fluoride is that this is gold and this is fluoride. Okay, very good. But now this is an interesting part. You have to know how many valence electrons this fluorine is having, and you should also know how to draw them. 1, 2, you have to draw in pairs, right? You have read this in your lower classes. If you not have read in lower classes, I have made so many videos on Lewis structures. You can then visit my playlist. You will be understanding each and everything about Lewis structures. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this complete? Exactly, it is not complete because 7 valence electrons, which group will be having? 17th group. And fluorine, it belongs to 17th group only. Then why will I draw 6 valence electrons? 7 valence electrons should be there. And if I draw 1 valence electron, is it sufficient for gold? Yes, indeed, because this thing is from the 11th group and this is from the 17th group. 17th group will have 7 valence electrons, 11th group elements will have 1 valence electron. If you see carefully, which is easier to form? Giving away 1 electron is easier or taking away 7 electrons is easier? See, gold, which is having only 1 electron, needs 7 electrons from fluorine to complete the octet. But fluorine, which has already 7 electrons belonging to the halogen group and the 17th group, if it gets another 1 more electron, it can easily complete its octet. When an octet is completed? An octet is completed when an element has 8 electrons around it. That means we are talking about electrons here. 7 electrons are there, but what about another 1 electron? Who is going to give? Exactly. It is easier for gold to give 1 electron rather than take all the 7 electrons to complete the octet. So rather gold will definitely give its one and only valence electron to the fluorine, and that's what make gold positive. It is now left with no single electron. And now this becomes Au plus, and since F means fluorine, F has taken 1 electron from gold, this becomes minus. It completes its octet. Yeah, I know. The good thing is that it completes its octet, but when an element receives an electron, it gets negative charge. Whereas an element, when it gave an electron, it becomes positive. So plus minus, this is an ionic compound. Please write it down. This is an ionic compound. So this is all about the Lewis structure of gold 1 fluoride. I hope you liked this video. Please leave a like, and if you have any doubt in this particular topic, you can write it down in the comment section down below. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel that my work is genuine and great, please share it to your friends. Thank you and bye until the next video.